Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to try and untangle something, a really complex geopolitical question that's right at the heart of all these rising tensions we're seeing in the Middle East.
And that question is this. Honestly, it became super urgent after those recent military strikes between America and Iran. It really puts Pakistan in an incredibly tough spot, because here's a nation with really deep ties to both sides. Then, this social media rumor just went viral. It was never actually confirmed, but it claimed U.S. forces were moving from Qatar to Pakistan for safety. And bam, it just set off this huge storm of speculation. And it really threw a spotlight on the critical role Pakistan could play in all of this. Okay, so let's really dig in and unpack what's going on here.
All right, to even start to find an answer, we've got to first look at the evidence for one side. Let's talk about Pakistan's relationship with the United States.
For decades, the U.S. has been a huge partner for Pakistan. We're talking deep-rooted connections in defense, the economy, you name it. Think about it. Siding against Washington, that could put billions in aid and some really vital military hardware at risk. So yeah, it's a powerful relationship for sure, but it's also really complicated. There's been this trust deficit, especially after the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan.
Okay, but that's only half the story, right? It's not that simple. Let's flip the coin and look at the other side, the really compelling case for Pakistan's relationship with its neighbor, Iran.
And the first thing you just can't ignore is geography. Look at a map. Pakistan and Iran share a border that stretches for more than 900 kilometers. That's a huge deal. And this closeness, it's not just some line on a map. No way. It's backed up by centuries of shared history, culture, and faith. So if you're Pakistan, antagonizing Tehran means you risk destabilizing this massive and, let's be honest, often restless border. It's this deep connection that really shapes Pakistan's official view, which is basically that military action is just not the answer here. So this really illustrates a super important point. Pakistan sees Iran as a friend, a neighbor, but, and this is a big but, they've made it crystal clear they are not a military ally. They're not going to be part of any military bloc. And that distinction, it's absolutely essential to understanding their whole foreign policy.
So you've got these powerful connections to both sides. How on earth does Pakistan navigate this? Well, the real answer, the key to the whole mystery, is in its core foreign policy playbook.
Look, this is not a new problem for them. Pakistan has a well-worn playbook for situations exactly like this. The number one rule, the guiding principle, has always been steer clear of any conflict that doesn't directly serve your own national interest. Simple as that.
And what's really interesting here is how it breaks down into three core pillars that guide pretty much every big foreign policy move Pakistan makes. Number one, national interest comes first. Always. Number two, do what you can to maintain regional stability. And number three, uphold that tricky, delicate strategic balance.
Okay, so when you take that three-step playbook and you apply it to this whole US-Iran mess, well, the most logical and realistic path forward becomes pretty darn clear. And here's the verdict. The answer to that big question we started with is Pakistan will choose neither side. Its policy is to stay neutral. It's not going to pick a side in this fight.
And listen, this isn't just us guessing. This isn't speculation. Pakistan's leadership has come out and said it publicly and very, very clearly. Our land will not be used against any other country, whether it is Iran or anyone else. Can't get much clearer than that.
So the key thing to get here is that this isn't a passive choice. It's not just sitting back and doing nothing. No, it's an active strategy to step into the role of a mediator for peace. They're trying to use their unique position to cool things down, to de-escalate tensions, and to get people talking on the world stage. But, and there's always a but in geopolitics, right? This carefully built neutrality, it's not set in stone. It's a really delicate balance, and there's absolutely no guarantee it's going to last forever. The biggest challenge, the thing that could tip this whole thing over, comes from that immense constant pressure from its longtime partner, the United States. So how Pakistan manages that pressure, that's going to be the real test of this whole policy. And that leaves us with one last really big question about the future of this incredibly volatile region. It's just a powerful reminder that in geopolitics, nothing is ever permanent. And that strategic balance Pakistan is working so hard to maintain, well, it might be more fragile than we